Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever episode of JCV Gran Valley Railroad. As you can see, we're getting started on building this thing up. I don't know if any of you have built this thing or looking for tips on building this thing, but we're going to try and do our best to help doing that. As you can see, I got started a little bit here by building the table and setting up the risers and the foam and all that stuff. We're going to change some of the stuff on here. I have a friend of mine that I met on an N-Skill group. Even though this kid is HO, he was willing to help me out, get the track set up and all that stuff because we've never done anything like this before. So, I just wanted to make sure that that track was done right. Everything was perfect with it. So he's going to help me out with that part. We're going to pretty much build an over and under right here so there's no crossing, and that I'll be able to run two trains at the same time on this line here. I'm going to straighten back here where the foam curves and goes into where the tunnel's going to be. I'm going to make that straight so that it's not a turn twisting in and going into the tunnel, which from a few people that I've seen building this thing has caused them a lot of problems. I also had the table built a little bit longer than called for so that I can have a train yard here. I got all my inspiration for pretty much almost everything I'm doing to this thing from Dan at Dan's Gran Valley Railroad. I will put a link in the description, and if for nothing, you should just go see this guy's work and what he does. He's absolutely amazing, and the help that he's given me, just answering me questions along the way of having this thing, he's unbelievable. But now, after him showcasing a couple people, and I will put their names and links to their YouTube in the description as well, I'm going to basically build a third loop around here. And the third loop now will come into the train yard. It was originally the train yard was going to start from here and on this side, but now that third loop's going to run around, and it'll be easier to make now that I haven't gotten this thing really started yet, so I won't have to cut anything or all that stuff. I just got to get 3 pieces of wood, one on this side, one up above, and one here. And I already have enough room for all that stuff down here that I want to do. JCV Gran Valley Railroad basically stands for John, Candace, and Victoria. Candace is my girlfriend. Victoria is her daughter. They claim to be pretty crafty, so we're going to find that out. They're not featured in this video because it's just pretty much me showing you around and giving you a little tour of the layout that we're going to do here. My stepdad built the table for me. I have no idea on where to even begin on how to start doing something like that. So lucky for me, he's a carpenter. He was able to do it, and we're going to get this thing started in a couple weeks here. Like I said, my buddy's going to come over for a couple weekends and get this started. We're going to lay some plaster down on top of this foam. I have a whole extra kit that I bought off of a guy on eBay who was selling it, and he kind of used a little bit of it, but I have a whole bunch of extra foam, and hopefully it's going to be enough to cover that up and under and that third loop that I want to run around here, so I don't have to buy anything else. I've had this thing for 4 years basically sitting like this. That's why it's a little dirty, because it's just been kind of sitting in my old basement before we moved into this old place, and now I have a room literally dedicated to building this train set. I have so much stuff that we have bought in the past 4 years for this. I have so many model buildings from Woodland Scenics, so many trains. I have cool stories about the trains and what ended up making me go ahead and decide to actually do this, which I'll tell along the way. But yeah, so the main things that we're going to try to get done first is building that over and under right there to avoid that crossing and the ability to run 2 trains at once on this main stage here. I'm considering getting rid of one of those, maybe just bringing this one down along the side of it to make more room up top and the bottom for more buildings and things that I have. I want to build a huge mountain up here, and I want to have basically a exact model of the lake that I grew up going fishing at. Any of you people live in Pittsburgh, PA, it's Panther Hollow Lake in Shenley Park. Very near and dear to me. fished there my whole life since I was a kid and would love to have that on the layout somehow. We're going to build that up there. And, you know, like I said, the train yard will be down here. It's going to be a long process and a long journey to get this thing built up, but we're finally going to get started on it. And in the next episode, you'll meet a buddy of mine who's going to come out. Like I said, we're going to start laying this track down and building that over under and all that stuff. So subscribe, hit the like button, all that good stuff. You know the deal. We'll start uploading videos here the more we do things, and hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, you can definitely send me messages on YouTube here. I don't know how much I'll be able to answer, being that, you know, we just started doing this. I've never done anything like this before. Candace and Victoria haven't ever done anything like this before. So we're trying to get this thing rolling, and we're going to learn, and hopefully we can help you guys out, because I've known next to nothing about this, and we're going to learn on the fly. So, you know, hopefully we can help you guys out, and you can help me out. Anything that I could use in terms of information and guidance, and we greatly appreciate it. So yeah, follow along, and hopefully we have fun doing it.